How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the movies and TV I watched in May. This is month in review number 5, I believe, so pretty crazy. We've been doing this for 5 times already, but anyway, guys, let's just get on into the TV I watched, which I actually watched a fair bit of it. So starting off, I watched Barry, except I actually watched this last month in April. I binged the first 2 seasons, which that's the total amount that they have currently. And I totally forgot to talk about it. So, quick thoughts on Barry. It's very interesting. Some people I've heard compared it to Breaking Bad with its subject matter and tone, which I just kind of disagree with. It's a bit more comedic at certain moments, and I guess it is a black comedy, and I know season 1 of Breaking Bad was very much a black comedy at certain moments, but Breaking Bad always seemed a bit more serious. And this series can take itself pretty serious at moments, and there's some great stuff in this series. Definitely will be watching season 3. I'm looking forward to it, especially the way season 2 ended. I'm pretty excited for season 3. Overall, I enjoy this show, and it's pretty good, just nothing like amazing. It's not like in my top 10 TV shows or anything, but I mean, I'd recommend it. I'm not super crazy about it, but overall, I do think it's pretty good. Next, I watched the miniseries that was on Netflix, Hollywood. Oh, God. The first 3 episodes, I don't even know if it's worth it to get to episode 4 and 5 and 6, because those last, I think it's 6 episodes. I don't know. But the second half of the season, let's just say, was a lot better. Those first 3 episodes are very, very weird, and just be aware about what you're getting yourself into, because at first it's like, what? And then it gets kind of good, but not like amazing. It's just like, oh, these last few episodes are watchable, but I don't know if it's worth it to watch the first 3. So you kind of have a little bit of a conundrum on your hands. But anyway, next I watched The Clone Wars. It ended this month on May 4th. Crazy, man, the way it ended. I'm not going to talk about it for too long, but I just want to say that I'm pretty satisfied with how it ended. And, I've already made videos on it, so yeah, let's just move on. Next I watched The Flash, also ended this month. And I've also made videos on that, talking about, how I felt on Season 6 overall. But the few episodes that premiered this month were, I think the Godspeed episode was pretty fun and cool to see. But other than that, not that amazing. Next, I watched Defending Jacob. Man, oh man, I got to talk about this show for a second. This was pretty great, and it ended this month, and it's on Apple TV Plus, though I pirated it, so, if you have Apple TV Plus, then I guess watch it, but, or pirate it. I recommend watching it. It's only 8 episodes. Now that all 8 episodes are out, it would be a great binge. They dropped the first 3 episodes out, binged those. It was a really good experience. And then you have to kind of wait for the next few episodes to be released. It was kind of annoying and dragged on for a little bit, but overall, this show, man, super fucking depressing. Let me just say that. Super depressing, but also super good. Anyway, next I watched Survivor. Winners at War ended this month as well. A lot of shit ended in May, I'm just realizing. But yeah, again, I just got to plug Survivor, because not many people watch it, and you guys should. Just start watching next season whenever it comes out. If you're really interested, DM me on Twitter, and I'll let you know when it comes out, once the news drops, since you're not in the Survivor loop, I guess. But I enjoy this show, and it's pretty good, and pretty satisfied with who won overall, or at least out of the final 3. So, yeah. Next, I watched the entirety of Star Wars Rebels. This was the big accomplishment this month. I watched the entire series, and I actually do have a season's ranked video planned. That'll probably be the next video that gets uploaded on the channel, where I go over my thoughts on each season. But overall, the series as a whole, I enjoyed it. I kind of think it's a little bit better than Clone Wars at certain moments, but I don't know. I really enjoy this show, and yeah. Next, I watched Stargirl, premiered this month, and it's still going on, of course. What are my quick thoughts on it? Well, it's okay. I'm not like mad at it or anything. It's nothing like awful. Like it's watchable for sure. And I'm actually gonna watch episode, I think 3 or 4 after I finish making this video because it premieres tonight. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. But it's not like Bad hasn't committed any crimes against humanity yet, but Next, I watched Bob's Burgers, ended this month. Just wanted to mention that it was pretty decent. I was actually going to do some videos for Bob's Burgers, but then I didn't because I'm pretty sure my demographic doesn't really watch the show. Let me know if you do watch Bob's Burgers down in the comments, though. I'm interested. And then I finished watching Riverdale Season 4. I don't know if it ended this month or ended last month, whatever the hell. I watched it on Netflix. I finished the last 3 episodes, and it was awful. Then I watched Supergirl. I think this ended this month, but I'm not too sure because I also caught up on this show on Netflix. Only had to watch the last 3 episodes, and it wasn't like the worst thing I've seen, but season 5 overall kind of sucked. Next, and finally, the last TV show I watched was Batwoman. Yeah. I also caught up on this show. It's to be fair, there's some good moments in here, but it's pretty pretty awful at the same time. I mean, wow, there's some really bad stuff in here. But anyway, moving on to the movies I watched this month, starting off with the first film I saw, True Grit 2010. Now, if you guys remember at the end of the last month in review, I talked about True Grit 1969. Now, I enjoyed that film, but how does this film compare to it? Well, I actually enjoy this film better than the 1969 version. Not by much, though. I gave them the same rating, 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And I didn't enjoy this film that much, but it's like decent. It's watchable. It's very similar to the original film, however, so I suggest honestly just watching this version. I don't think you really need to see the 1969 movie because I think this one's better. And yeah. Next film I watched was What's Up, Doc? This was actually recommended by my film teacher back when we were still going to school online, but now it's summer, so it doesn't matter. But I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna watch it. It's apparently a comedy, so I checked it out, and yeah, I didn't like it that much. It was, kind of boring and trash, but, well, not trash, it wasn't trash. I'm being too hard on it. It was fine, but I'm never gonna watch it again, probably. Next, I watched Absolute Pure Cinema, aka Revenge of the Sith. Because I think I was doing this to get prepared for watching the Clone Wars finale. And I love this movie. I don't care what anyone says. I absolutely love Revenge of the Sith. Next film I watched was Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. This was a surprise, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, this film isn't amazing or anything, but this is like Justice League Endgame. I mean, I do have quite a few issues with it, but overall, I was surprised by it. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. Next, I watched The Lodge, which came out on Hulu, and I think also came out this year or last year. I don't really know. But I don't really know what they were doing with this film. It was very weird, very strange ending. I was expecting something else from it. I guess that's all I'll say. Next, I watched Scoob. To be honest, this film sucks. This is not a good film. It's just, it's not. And I was actually going to do a review for this movie, but then I was like, I don't know if my demographic really wants me to talk about Scoob. But if you're into Scooby-Doo, let me know down in the comments so I know. Same thing with Bob's Burgers. But I was going to do a review for this film, got cold feet, and I was like, shit, I'm not going to do a review. I feel like people aren't going to like that, which is usually not the way I think, because I'm like, I don't give a fuck what people like or not. I'm just going to upload what I want to upload. But as of late, I've just really stuck to certain things, and I don't know, I feel like I didn't want to post it, okay? But here's my quick thoughts. Yeah, it sucked. I mean, I already mentioned that. Well, it wasn't the worst thing I've seen. Okay, anyway, moving on. Next, I watched the Pixar short, Out. Really risky for Pixar, and I'm very intrigued where the future of their shorts go, and just movies in general. Pretty interesting, man. Yeah, I don't think it has much substance other than the fact that it deals with homosexuality, which is, a big deal, of course, but there's really nothing else to it. It's like, hey, we're gay, cool, that's nice, but, I mean, that's really it. But, I mean, the fact that this was the first, Pixar thing dealing with, homosexuality was a big deal. So I guess in and of itself, that's, a big deal, as I've said multiple times, but, Next, I watched The Lovebirds, which, love me or hate me, I'm spitting straight facts. This movie was good. I'm just kidding. I know people are going to disagree with that, but no, I actually did like this movie, though. But I'm not spitting facts. You can have your own opinion, okay? I'll let you have your own opinion this time. I like this movie. I don't think it's that great though. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. I was super hyped for this film, not even gonna lie. Like I know that sounds kind of weird, but like dude, when I saw the trailers for this back when we used to be able to go to theaters, yo, I was hyped for this film. It looked hilarious and I was like, "Yes, I'm down." And it wasn't bad. Like I wasn't like super disappointed. I was like, "Okay," but like I wish it was better, but anyway. Next I watched The Wrong Missy. Wasn't planning on watching this, but y'all know me. I'm a Happy Madison stan, which is the producer of this film, Adam Sandler. He's not in this movie, but a lot of his people he makes films with are in this, like David Spade, um, and Rob Schneider. Really good comedy, actually, in my opinion. Oh, not really good. That's over exaggerating, but it's pretty funny to me. I like trashy comedies. I'm sorry. Okay. Next, I watched pure cinema again. Well, not Revenge of the Sith, but another Star Wars film, A New Hope. This is my favorite Star Wars movie, and I watched it in honor of its anniversary, 43rd anniversary, I believe. Love this film. It's so great, and I'm glad I rewatched it. Next, I watched Coffee and Cream, yet another Netflix comedy that people don't like. I think this is okay. I thought it was pretty decent. There's a few things where I'm like, it's kind of weird. Also felt like the film was gonna end multiple times. Like I was like, oh, this is the end of the movie. No, it's not. We have 20 minutes left. Oh, this is the end of the movie. No, we have 10 minutes left. Yeah, I was just kind of like, okay, can we end already? Next, I watched What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Never seen this, and I heard good things about it. It was pretty decent. Felt way longer than it actually was, though. That's my main gripe with the film. But overall, it's pretty good. Leonardo DiCaprio's acting is fucking incredible. Some of his best work in this. I mean, he acts as an autistic kid, and holy shit, like you believe that he's actually got problems, but like it's also pretty sweet at certain moments, but also kind of sad at certain moments. But overall, I think it's a decent film. Next, I watched The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. I wasn't planning on watching this movie either, but I heard a lot of things about it, and it's like, oh, it's a classic comedy. You gotta watch it. Came out in 1988. It's just one of those classics, similar to Airplane, which I liked Airplane, and this definitely is reminiscent to Airplane. It stars one of the same actors as well from Airplane. I think this movie's okay at the beginning, and then as it goes on, it kind of gets like repetitive. I don't know if that's really the right word, but I just kind of get bored with it. Like I actually had a few laughs with it, and I thought it was pretty fun. But as it went along, I was like, okay, can we just end it already? Next, I watched Good Will Hunting, which is regarded as like one of the best films out there. And I didn't like it as much as some other people. Don't get me wrong, I definitely enjoyed it. I liked it, but other than that, I can't say much more. Then I rewatched one of my favorite films, 51st Dates. Now, I want to mention real quick, I mean, I'll make a proper video once I review this film, but yeah, I'm reviewing every single one of my top 100 favorite films, and I'll release a review for them on the channel. I'm not going to do it all at once, it's going to take months to complete, but I wanted to do it because it gives me an excuse to rewatch some of my favorite films, and well, I started with 51st Dates because it's my 100th favorite film. So a bit of a spoiler there, but the review for this movie will come out within the next week or so. But yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy that series and my thoughts on this film. Well, yeah, I said it's one of my favorite films of all time. Obviously, it's lower on the list in my top 100, but I still really enjoy it. Next, I watched The Book of Eli. I've never seen this one either. It was meh. It wasn't that great. I didn't think it was awful or anything, but it was just kind of meh overall, in my opinion. Then I rewatched Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Why did I rewatch this? No idea. This wasn't part of my top 100 favorite films. I just decided to rewatch it because I had an urge to. It was sitting there waiting for me on HBO Max, and I was like, I'm gonna rewatch it. I want to. Plus, the Snyder Cut kind of got me hyped for shit, and I was like, okay, I want to rewatch Batman v Superman. This has one fatal flaw, and well, just read my Letterboxd review if you're interested. My Letterboxd is down in the description or in the pinned comment or both, even. So yeah, just go check that out. Next, I watched Inception for the very first time. Never seen it. I know. I'm a huge fan of Nolan, and I've never seen Inception. I've also never seen The Prestige or Dunkirk, so I'm sorry. I guess I'm a fake Nolan fan, but I finally seen Inception, so you can't bully me anymore. But or maybe you still can. I enjoy this film. I don't think it's as great as some other people said it was, just because this is Inception. Like, this is, like, the one of the best films of the past decade. Like, this is Inception. Like, this is a big deal. Like, people are calling this a masterpiece, yada, yada, yada. And I do think it is pretty good overall. I like it. I like it. And I'm going to revisit it sometime soon, probably. So, yeah, we'll see how my opinions change on this. But I liked it a lot, and I'm sure I'm going to love it eventually. Then I watched Cloverfield, directed by Matt Reeves. This was the first Cloverfield movie out of the, I guess, anthology universe, because I know they did 10 Cloverfield Lane. Never saw that one, but I will eventually. However, I did see Cloverfield Paradox, not this month, but, a little while ago, back in 2019, or 2019 or 2018. I think it came out in 2018. That movie sucked. This movie didn't. Cloverfield, 2008, was actually pretty decent. There's a few issues I have with it, but overall, it's pretty good, pretty interesting, and pacing's great. Went by really fast. I mean, it's a short film, but like an hour and 20 minutes, not an actual short film. But, it went by super fast, even faster than I, thought it was going to, but, Then the last thing I watched was The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Now, I don't know, I think the first half of this film's kind of meh, and it gets better as it goes along, in my opinion, I think. The concept's pretty interesting, but it's a super long fucking movie for no real reason. It's like almost 3 hours long, and I don't feel like it shouldn't be that long. I don't know. I like the movie. It's nothing bad or anything. I don't regret watching it, but, it was I don't like it as much as some other people do, which I feel like I said that multiple times in this video, but oh well. But yeah, that's all the movies and TV I watched this month. Let me hear some of the stuff you guys watched down in the comments below. And if you guys liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Boop.